Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel with the MIT App Inventor. So this will be our next tutorial. Our topic is about maps, location sensors, notifier, and TinyDB. So this will be the expected output for this tutorial. So first is I'll connect my MIT App Inventor to my BlueStack, which is the emulator, and we can see the expected output here. So we have here a map wherein we have a specific location with our marker, and we also have the zoom in and zoom out button in our maps. We have also the destinations and the my location button, and when we click the destinations, so we can see the list of different place or destinations that we add. So by default, it has three destinations that we can see in our code blocks. So as you can see in here, we can see the three different destinations, the three default destinations, and also the latitude and the longitude of each destinations. And what we need is, of course, the name of the destinations and the coordinates. So later on, with the coordinates, we will use the Google Maps so that you can able to see and get the locations. And also in our application, we can see the Wikipedia, or this is the web viewer that is also available in our MIT App Inventor. So every time we click any of the list, so we can see the what is the destinations that we click. And we have also the maps that is pointed to that destinations. And we have, for example, this in this hospital and this medical center. So this is also capable of adding a new destinations. Just press and hold in the map, so we can able to add a new destinations. Like for example, here we can add the new destinations, which is the Home Depot, Pampanga. Right, and then upon adding, we can see the list of the destinations in our list. Okay, and also the latitude and the longitude, or the coordinates. So to start with, we need to start a new project. So this is project name is exercise number 10. Last name, first name, and middle initial. So this is for your exercise number 10. So you can rename it whatever you want if you are not part of the school. Okay, so first thing to do, of course, we need the map. So we have here the maps, and we can drag and drop the map in our screen. So we have the map, and then from the properties, let's change the width to fill parent and the height to 50%, so that we can see the web viewer at the bottom part of our application. And as for the properties of the center from string, so the center from string is when we open the application, so it will point to these coordinates from the center from string. So later on, we will change the value or the coordinates that is in the center from string. And then we will add two markers. So these markers will be used for the location that we have. So you can add two or more, depends on the requirement. So for this example, I'll just have to add two marker, and for the properties of each marker, you can see the latitude and the longitude of the marker. So later on, we will also change the marker. The next is we will add a layout, which is a horizontal arrangement at the bottom part of the map. Change the width to fill parent and the height to at least 5%. And then for that, we will add a list picker, and Then we'll change the properties of the horizontal arrangement to center. Then go back to the list speaker, rename it as the destinations to the components, and change also the text to destinations. And then we just make to click the font bold and the width to fill parent. Okay, and also we will add a button for the my location. So just change the text to my location and then rename the button to my location. Change the width to fill parent and make it the bold or the font bold. Okay, the next thing to do is to drag the web viewer. So we have also here the component in user interface. You just have to drag at the bottom part of the application. Then we have the web viewer. So later on we will able to see what's the purpose of the web viewer. The next, let's have a non-visible components. First is the location sensor. So the location sensor, is the purpose of this is to locate your location based on the GPS or the location of your device. So it will ask, of course, the permission of the user before using the location. And then we will have a notifier. This notifier will be used for adding the new destination. And then the storage, we will be using the TinyDB. So TinyDB is for the local storage, wherein whenever we close the application or we exit the application, we can still see those destinations that we added. Then let's proceed with the map first. So we have the center prompt string. So by default, the center prompt string is located on the MIT or the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Cambridge. Okay, so for this example, you can use the maps, and then you can search whatever location that you want. For example, this university, Don Inventor State University, and I'll just copy. So you just have to click or right click the marker and then copy the coordinates. Then just paste it in the center prompt string. And as you can see in our emulator, so it goes to the location based on the coordinates that you input on the center prompt string. And by default, the zoom level is 13. So the zoom level is between 1 to 18. So 1, you can see the whole map. And for the number 13, that is the default. And we can adjust the zoom level to 16 so that we can see more of the location. And then we'll just have to click the show zoom so that we can have the plus minus sign for the zoom in and zoom out. And next is for the marker. So for the marker, we will use the latitude and the longitude. So earlier we copied the location, so we just have to paste it to the latitude and just remove the longitude and remove the comma, because the comma is a separator of the coordinates from latitude and the longitude. So this is important to know the separator that we use in the coordinates. And then for the marker 2, you just have to make or search another school or any location that you want. For example, Holy Angel University, and you just have to right click the coordinates and copy it and paste it onto the marker 2. First to the latitude and remove the longitude and the comma and paste the longitude to the coordinates to the longitude. Okay, so we have the two markers, and then I guess that's for the designer. Last thing to do is to add the press and hold to add a new destination. Just have to add a horizontal arrangement at the top part of our screen, and then change the width to fill parent and the height to 3%. Then align horizontal center, vertical to center. And for the user interface, you just have to add a label. So for this label, change the text to press and hold to add a new destination. Okay, you just have to make it the font bold. Okay, So we have here the instruction on how to add a new destination. So now we will go to our blocks. So in here we will able to manipulate our application that we use. So first thing to do is to create a variable, which is have to initialize a global variable. So the name is destination. So in the variable destinations, we will make a list of those destinations, the default destinations that we need. Okay, for example, we just have to make a list and then insert a blank text. So first is the first school that we added earlier, Ventura State University, and the next is the Holy Angel University. So in here you can able to add more based on the requirement or of the application. And the next thing to do is to add a new variable. So for this, we will rename it as the destination slash long. So this will be the list of those coordinates of each of the destination. So remember to add the destinations based on the list. So the index 1 for the non-Honorio, index 2 for the Holy Angel. And then we'll just have to duplicate this and copy the coordinates of the Holy Angel. So remember that Holy Angel is in the second index. Okay, and then for this, you just have to go back to the maps and copy the coordinates of the first school. Okay, and then we have the destinations variable and the destinations lat long. So remember that this should be the same index from the first and the second of the list. So we can also add more depending on the requirements. Okay, and then next is we go to the destination. So destination is a speaker. So we have the destinations here. So we have here the before picking. When we click the destination, so we can see the list of the destinations in the before picking. So to do that, just have to drag the when destinations before picking, and then select also go to the destinations, and we need to select the set the destinations element. Okay, so what will be the elements inside the destination before picking? Of course, we need the destinations variable because it has a list of those destinations that we added. So destinations, and then just have to get the destinations. So upon clicking the destination, so we can now see the list of the destinations that we add based on the variable destinations. Okay, and then next thing is when we click the destination, it should center the maps to the destinations that we pick. Okay, so with that, we go to the destinations and click the when destinations after picking. And for this, of course, we need the maps to center from the string. So you just have to click the map and look for the set map center from string. Okay, so what we need now is to go to the list. Okay, and then select list item, list, and then the index. So we're going to select the location, of course, to the destinations lat long. In here we can see the coordinates of each of the destinations that we added, and then the index. So this is important. When we click here, we can able to choose or select the index. So based on first, for example, the first school, okay, we can use these coordinates from our destinations lat long. Then for the index, we need the destinations. Okay, and then choose the destination selection index so that you can able to choose one of these two. Okay, for example, we add the Holy Angel University. So our maps, the center from the string of our map will be on the selected destinations. For example, and we have the Dabsu and the Holy Angel University. next thing to do is to add a press and hold to add a new destination. So what we're going to do now is to again go to the destination, to the maps, I'm sorry, and then so in map we can see the long press at point, and when we long press at point to any part of the map, it will get the latitude and the longitude, right? And then we need to add that latitude and longitude to our list, which is the variable destinations lat long. Then add items to list. Of course, we need to get the global variable, which is the destination lat long. And then what's the item? Of course, the latitude and the longitude. And as you can see in our list, we have it is in the one list, and it is separated by comma. So what we're going to do is to have a join, okay, to get the latitude and the longitude. So latitude and the longitude, and we need the comma, so we just have to add a new string. So from the join, you can click the mutator and then add a string. Then we need to add a comma, so that whenever we add the when we long press that point, it will add the coordinates, the latitude and the longitude to our variable, which is the destinations lat long. Okay, the next is when we press that and hold, of course we need the notifier. The notifier is will be used for the location name. So we have here the call notifier and then show text dialog. We have 3: message, title, and the cancelable. So for the message, we have the text, okay, and then for the title, so for the message, just have to put enter location name, and for the title, location name. Okay, so it will ask the user of the application for the location name. Okay, and of course we need to transfer the inputted text to our variable destinations. So what we're going to do now is to click the notifier, and then when notifier after text input, and then we have the response. So the response will be the inputted text in our notifier, and then we need to add that the response, of course, to the destinations variable. So we need to get the variable, which is the destinations, and then what is the list? Of course, the response. So whenever we input a text in our notifier, so it will go to the after text input, and it will add the item to the list of the global destinations. And what is the list? What is the item? Of course, the response of the notifier dialog box. Okay, so we can test the application. You just have to click the destinations, okay, and then you can zoom out. So go to the second school, and for example, we can add this hospital. It's Armando Garcia Hospital. So this is just for example. Then we can see the list, additional list of the destinations that we add. Okay, next is, for example, we can add more. So there's no limit of adding the destinations. For example, the mall, which is the Marquee Mall. So we can add Marquee Mall. Then it will be on our list. Okay, so the problem in here is whenever we close the application or we refresh our companion screen, so when we click the destinations, all of the added lists or list of destinations will be removed from our list. So what we need to do now is to add the TinyDB or the local storage, wherein we can able to save the the location in our local devices. Okay, so to do that, we just have to go to our TinyDB and call TinyDB store value to our notifier. So for our notifier, we need a tag. So tag will be used for as the unique for this. So we have to make it as destinations as our first tag for our destinations variable. And value to store, of course we need the global destinations. And then next is for the lat long or the coordinates. So lat long. Then value to store is the global destinations lat long. Okay. So whenever now we have the additional item or list with our maps, so it will add to our local storage. And then after adding, of course, we need to get the value whenever we open the application. So to do that, we just have to go to screen initialize. So when screen initialize, we need to call our the list of the destinations and the list of the coordinates that we added for our application. So to do that, we just have to go to, we need to set our global variable to the application or to the list of the destinations and the coordinates that we added. So to the tag, we just have to make it to the name of the destinations, the stored value, and then value tag not there. Excuse me. We just have to duplicate the global destinations because we have the default two list, which is the Don Honorio and the Holy Angel. Then also we need to set the lat long. Just have to duplicate, and then the tag is destinations lat long. Then change the value tag not there is the destinations lat long. Okay, so that's for the storing the list or the information that we added to our local device. The next is the screen or the web viewer. So for the web viewer, of course, we need that in our destinations after picking. So whenever the user pick one of our lists, so it will show the web viewer. So to do that, just have to go to web viewer and call web viewer, go to URL. So we will be using the wikipedia.org website. So whenever we search anything from here, for example, Holy Angel University, as you can see in our URL, you can see the link of the URL as Holy Angel University. So it is separated from the first URL, which is the URL of the Wikipedia. Then when we search the first school, which is the Don Honorio, so we can also see that it has the same link. The difference is the location that you are searching. So what we need to do is to copy the first link, which is the wikipedia.org, and then for the web viewer, okay, you just have to have a join, and then a text, blank text, paste the link, which is the https wikipedia.org/wiki and a slash, okay, for the join. And of course, what we need to do is to have the destinations selection. Okay, so this is the selection. For example, when the user select the Don Honorio, it will go to the search of our web viewer. So for example, destinations, we search the Don Honorio, so we can see the Wikipedia page in our web viewer. Of course, you need the internet connection for you to see the Wikipedia or the web viewer. And then for example, Holy Angel. Okay, so you can see the what is about the location. And then when we add a new destination. For example, again, the Market Mall. So we can see the destinations and the meaning of the destination. What is about that destination? And then when we refresh our companion, okay, we can still see the Market Mall because of the local TinyDB that we added earlier. Okay, so for the exercise, for this activity, you need to add 10 more maps marker. So you need to add 10 marker, and then this 10 marker should be the destinations of the 10 place or destinations that you want to visit within the Philippines. Okay, so that's the required activity or added task for you for this activity. Okay, and of course you need to make a new list for the destinations variable destinations and the destinations lat long. Okay, you just have to click the mutator and add a new item. Okay, and also you need to make the functional maps wherein when you press and hold you can add a new destination. So if you have any question or any queries, just have to comment down in our section, comment section. And that's it. So we can see each other with the next tutorial. Goodbye everyone.